We may have a problem here, Rambler.
Wow, what's that?
We have one person with The Simpsons on their screen, the other person with WWE.
Well, it's the ambitious crossover we've all been waiting for.
Why are we dealing with this?
Anyway, I don't think we're actually talking about Simpsons or WWE. I think we're talking about Link to the Past to Randomizer.
Goodbye.
Oh, okay, see ya, Rick. Alright, so welcome everyone to the Link to the Past Randomizer League. This is Game 3 between WJTPBB and Team Kappa. This is a do-or-die race for Team Kappa. FEARAgent will be representing against WillardJBradley. This is a mode that FEARAgent chose. We are doing, well, first off, Willard vetoed inverted mode, which is, genius, smart, very smart. FEARAgent decided to roll with Map, Compass, Small Key, Shuffle, all dungeons. We are underway. You gonna do this, Rick, or are we still going to lament the fact that you're doing this and not wrestling versus Homer?
Well, you see, Willard still is playing The Simpsons.
Okay.
FEARAgent has apparently shifted on over to the Minish Cap after getting done with his WWE.
And we see a little divergence here to start as FEARAgent goes the Uncle route, has Bomb as the tree pole. Willard going to do a little hula-hand action to make sure he has enough rupees when he goes to Kakarot.
That makes a whole lot of sense considering the fact that we are playing with the Map, Compass, Small Key, Shuffle, as the Uncle gives us 50 rupees as Willard pulls off the hula-hand strats. Let's talk about these teams while we get our first key. First key? Oh, God.
Yeah, Hyrule Castle. All right, so how did the teams out here? Team Kappa in the Swiss rounds only had one loss in the entire 7 weeks of the main round. However, that one loss was actually to WillardJBradley. Willard's team, WJ. Well,
I was gonna ask you, why is that important? Well, you see, WillardJBradley's over here on the right-hand side, and his teammates have already taken 2 matches off these guys.
Yeah, if you missed games 1, 2, both took place on Monday. We had a JTB beating Gamachu in a very close race of Jet Seed. And game 2, 1UP40 had an unfortunate forgetful moment in his race. Skipped one pretty important item, and that let Rivers fan JP take the win. And now we are here at 2-0. FEARAgent racing for his team's life.
Yeah, I'm almost certain we are not going to be seeing FEARAgent pull off that same oops move, as he will remember to check Sick Kid. What did Sick Kid have in that ill-fated match?
Yeah, Sick Kid just happened to have a little bit of a fire rod, and 1UP just cleared the entire world without ever going back.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate way to have a race go, but we've known that feeling in the past. Somebody forgetting a square, somebody missing something.
Yeah, what's ironic is that match was actually, the commentators for the match were actually both FEARAgent and WillardJBradley. So those two have first-hand experience of what not to do, apparently. So we'll see if they don't do that. However, both our runners down making similar plays. Willard just a little bit behind because of the hula hand play, but other than that, we are pretty much on even footing.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's a different feeling when you're in a commentator booth than when you are holding onto the controller.
Yes.
Yeah, you're might be more mindful of it, but in the heat of battle, when you've got other things swirling in this semi-key sanity fun festivities, as we get the small key to Desert Palace, that could be interesting.
Yeah, so we're dealing with MCS, which is Map, Compass, and Small Key Shuffle. The big keys will still be in their vanilla dungeons. We don't know where, obviously, but they will be in their vanilla dungeons. The small keys will be scattered out throughout everywhere, as you saw Willard gets that small key to Skull Woods. Now, there's a few small keys that we do need to keep an eye out for. One of them, of course, will be the Swamp Palace small key. That locks the entire dungeon of Swamp Palace. Palace of Darkness has 6 small keys. Most runners can get by with 4 of them to full clear dungeon and 2 to complete it. And then, of course, you have the Desert small key, the Hera small key, and the Feasttown small key, all locking 1 or 2 items by themselves.
I'm going to do a little bit of work here while you talk about FEARAgent and this dark room and what he's about to pick up.
Alright, so FEARAgent right now in the dark cross without the lamp, so using a sword to feel around, trying to find that chest. This is a logic break. It will be locked behind either the lamp or the fire rod in our logic. We're going to be doing the same thing in a little bit. And we do find that it is the magic cape here in Dark Cross. And Fear looks like he's going to go on and continue all the way to the back 3 of the escape sequence. Now, back on the subject of small keys, Eastern Palace does not have a small key in a chest, so we will never find an Eastern Palace small out there. There are 2 Agate Tower smalls that are always omnipresent here in any case anime. And then you have the Skullwood smalls and the Ice House smalls and the Misery Mire smalls, which don't unlock anything, just are very convenient to have. And we see that the hookshot is here, so that hookshot is locked behind either the lamp or the power glove.
Yeah, so interesting sequence break.
Yeah, both our runners are going to be making that sequence break.
Yeah, and like I said, it makes sense that you pulled out that key. You might as well go all the way at this point. Both of these runners, very, very versatile in this game. They've played this game for quite a while. They're very good at it. So you know that FEARAgent's got to have that belief that what he just pulled out, WillardJBradley is also going to have, as long as he doesn't get ratted to death.
Yeah, well, Willard is going to take a death here, but it will be an intentional death with some bombs. He's going to take that magic cape, and I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take that magic cape and go check the first chest in Agate Tower.
Interesting decision. I like it.
I mean, you're already here. You might not ever get a small key for Agate Tower to check the second one. So, and it could be, it's in logic now because of that, well, it's behind the lamp because we got that cape.
And you gotta also remember the fact that this is being opened, so therefore you don't have to worry about having to go back up here. It's not like all dungeons. As you mentioned earlier in this broadcast, FEARAgent being part of Team Kappa, the #1 seed of this Lost Woods division, had the opportunity to choose the mode. WillardJBradley had the choice to do a veto here.
Yeah, and Willard chose to veto inverted because I think it was even when he was preparing for your match, he found out that inverted is just a bad mode and decided not to bother with it.
Well, that could be interesting. The fact that he found a bottle. If FEARAgent does not find a bottle here in Kakariko Village, he will have a leg up over FEARAgent on what he can check in this village.
As FEARAgent does find the Moon Pearl and some blue mail here in Blind's hut, just some bombs behind the bombable area. And Willard is literally just following in Fear's footsteps, with the only hiccup being Willard spent some time to get some extra rupees.
There's 2 things that WillardJBradley has done that FEARAgent didn't do. First of all was the hula hand, which, again, could be a nice, helpful thing.
Yeah, and then, of course, getting that bottle out of Agate Tower.
Exactly.
Alright, FEARAgent checking the Kakariko well out. Has not found anything yet in here. Just some compasses and some rupees. More compasses. And he gets his bottle.
Oh. That's unfortunate because that does remove the advantage that WillardJBradley had for pulling out that red bottle. Now, of course, he's going to have an extra safety with him. It just means that the sick kid check, FEARAgent's now going to be able to make.
Alright, FEARAgent did get the book off of bottle vendor there, and just getting another compass out of the chicken hut. So a lot of compasses early on. Again, compasses are not exactly what these runners are looking for. They like to see the keys and the maps. The maps do give them the option to see what dungeons are what when it comes to being pendants or crystals. The compasses, all they do is, and FEARAgent leaves a little present for the sick kid. Okay.
That's not going to help the sick kid get better. Did somebody replace FEARAgent with F. Coughlin? Because that's an F. Coughlin move.
That's definitely an F. Coughlin move. You know what it is? I think that once you get to the ages that FEARAgent and F. Coughlin are, you get senile, and you start bombing everything.
Okay, so that's why Fred and I bombed the chest back in the first tournament in 2017.
Exactly.
Boots will not be required for the library.
And I'm a little worried because I'm getting close to those ages also, so...
Back in our day, we used to have non-progressive swords.
I was actually just thinking about that the other day, about how, like, I started playing this just when the transition was happening from the progressive swords and stuff.
Well, we got a map here.
Like, open mode wasn't even a thing when I started playing this game. It was just standard. It's all there was.
Oh, yeah. You had to start with the castle no matter what mode you did. You had to deal with the process of dealing with a 6-minute cutscene, if you will.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah, no other options. You could invert it. It wasn't even open. Get off my lawn! Anyway, FEARAgent is now heading to South Shore, and it looks like... I think he's going to go to Moldorm Cave first and probably do the Moldorm Cave into Dam. Okay, never mind. He's going to go check the Bush Crab. Bush Crab dropping 5ers, which is nice, but if you want money drops, you want them to be 20s. Not really worth it to get 5s.
5s are better than singles.
That is true.
But you are right. He wanted more than that. He didn't get it. I wonder if he was also looking for more bombs, but he did get some help by way of the enemies.
Yeah, so...
Stunned prize pack being bomb drops.
As we will caves down, we're going to probably see him go all the way over after the dam. Probably check a Gemus cave. We find Ether, and there's some more money, so you don't have to worry about money yet. He's got 300, still not enough for Zora. And we got a small key for Ice.
You know who's going to have enough money for Zora, though?
Mr. Homer Simpson.
No!
Actually, he would say woohoo, then say duh when he gets a big 20 from Zora.
Oh, fine. I was just saying duh, he would have to make the walk over there, but, you know, again, it could be an advantage for him. I think the way the FEARAgent is playing this is, hey, I got the book for a reason. Let's check to see what this does.
Yeah, it's true. The book does open up Desert Palace, and you do also have the Desert Palace small, so... and no glove yet, so we can't beat the dungeon. No fire source yet, so we can't beat the dungeon. But you can get everything else out of there, and you can even scout the torch. Unless the torch is the big key, then we might need the boots.
We did get a map check from Willard. Eastern Palace is going to be a pendant, and we saw a crystal up at the Tower of Hera.
Okay, so we got 2 of our dungeons known at this point, as Willard visits the house for the first time. I just forgot about the first time around, but there's a small key to Turtle Rock. The FEARAgent going straight to a Gemus cave. It looks like Willow's going to do the same thing. He's going to go over to Mini Moldorm Cave first. Same reasoning probably, and then immediately also go and check the Bush Crab first. So both of our runners being very mirror-esque here. Again, and there's, speaking of mirror-esque, there's the mirror. I swear I did not plan that.
What timing? I wonder if Wither's going to change up his routing. Once he gets that 300 rupees, maybe he might make the play for Zora. Now, obviously, getting that small key for Desert Palace might be the bigger reason why FEARAgent has decided that he's going to make this play.
Yeah, and it's interesting. He could go to Zora now and then, like, save and quit, and go do Dam, Agina, and Desert after. Another reason to go to Zora right now, and Willard is going to probably go to Zora now, after Ice Cave, of course, is you have the Moon Pearl, so you can also knock off Waterfall Fairy Cave.
Makes a whole lot of sense. As FEARAgent will check this first chest, gets the big key. So you're not boot blocked in this dungeon.
Yeah, unless there's a nice little item here that's on the torch here, but we will see what it is. It is just a compass, so we will not need that.
Willard's going to have to be careful, even though he's in blue mail, just because of those bush crabs that were decided they wanted, not the bush crabs, but the crabs that decided they wanted to be a little too close for comfort. Willard gets the lamb.
All right.
Wildlife Magic Cape and Hookshot are in logic.
Correct. So that can, well, we still don't have access to Death Mountain yet. We still need a glove or the flute to get up to Death Mountain. At least in logic. I mean, these guys would not need lamp to do anything. So
I would still be a little concerned if we all of a sudden see a couple of tower keys popped up. There's your access to Death Mountain.
Yeah, now this might actually be in Willard's favor because FEARAgent does not have a fire source, so he can't kill Landmola right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see he's going to save and quit. He's done here. Willard, when he does go over there, he can actually kill Landmola. It might take a while with this fighter sword, but he can do it.
The interesting part about this is we don't know if we need to.
That is true. We still have a lot of dungeon info left uncovered here. We have, I think, a 2 in 8 chance, or 1 in 4 if you want to reduce fractions, of Desert being a pendant.
I did not realize when I did commentary I was going to have to do some math. Actually, Hera is one of our 5-6 crystals. It's the crystal number 5.
Okay, so that's a little less good because you can just go to the Dark World and see what that crystal could be from the bottom. There is a small key on Lake Hylia Island, though, so that's something that these runners will have to take in mind here. I believe that was just a blue rupee.
Yeah, it was.
On Agaled.
Fear definitely wanted to get confirmation of what he just saw right there. He wanted to make sure it wasn't like the flippers or something like that, or the flute.
Yeah, flippers or flute would have been, something that you would have a little double take on. As Willard is going to logic break here, gets just a small key to Gaines Tower and a map for Skull Woods, so not the best items off of Waterfall Ferry. But now we're going to be able to route into Zora and also scout the Zora Ledge.
As FEARAgent does a sequence break for himself, he doesn't know where the lamp is. Willard finding bombs, so he's not going to have to come back.
Yeah, this is just good efficient routing on Willard's side, as long as he just remembers to go straight to Desert after this. Which I imagine he probably will.
Unless he gets a glove here.
Yeah.
And Willard gets a small key. This being the small key to Ganon's Tower. So 2 Ganon's Tower small keys are behind the flippers. And that's about it.
Yeah, well, that's not even behind the flippers. That's actually in logic for where these runners are at this point, plus of the power glove.
Yes, that is right. Willard is not going to Desert. He's going to be opting to go check to see what the Sahasrahla area is going to have, as we found nothing of importance inside of Spectacle Rock, nothing of importance on top of Spectacle Rock.
So we're going to go see probably a Heraplane with what we have. Even if the big key is locked in the basement, we can actually full clear it if we use the Herapot glitch. Well, not full clear it, but we're leaving at least one item behind.
So Willard is going to talk and find out that the Green Pendant is Thieves' Town, and Half Magic is at the Ether Medallion today.
That's something that when these runners come back here with a Massive Sword, they will probably go out of their way to get, but it's not urgent for these runners.
Now, remember, Eastern is a pendant, so this might be more of a reason why Willard is making this move.
Yeah, because if you want to come in here, you see it's a pendant, you get everything out of here, you leave one item behind, but so what? Hopefully you don't have to come back here, and maybe your progression's in here. Especially because we're still looking for either hammer or another glove for Dark World access.
There's the Titans, so
never mind.
There is a desert into the mountain play, unless we find the flute somewhere. Now, based on everything that we've seen so far, this is going to force Willard to go towards the desert area, so The people in chat right now commenting about how Agina having the mirror isn't really great. Let's put it this way. This seed is forcing them into this route.
Yeah, you're forced to do the desert into Agina route just to get Dark World access.
Mm-hmm.
Item number 3 for FEARAgent is 20 rupees. The big key we now know is in the basement, so we're going to be orphaning that big chest for a foreseeable future.
And you're praying that you do not need what's inside that big chest.
Ever since Herapod was discovered, that's still been the bane of random runners, that Hera big chest, especially when the Hera big is in the basement.
You got to remember the race between me and Willard last week in the first round of these playoffs, where both of us got really worried about that one chest that we Herapoded past.
Yeah. We see FEARAgent trying to take on Moldorm. This is the way the game would tell you to fight him, with just a fighter, so not fun. But even in the vanilla game, you have boots at this point, so it's a little better. But
right, you can use the boots to help keep yourself in a good position. 6 hits to take down, and you got to deal with the fast movement here at the very, very end. FEARAgent should be fine. There we go.
Yeah.
Keyword is should at that point.
Fine. This is only 20 rupees, so I think it was only all 20 rupees here. And
Tynesmith.
Yeah, that would be slightly better in the basement. But that is crystal number 1 for FEARAgent at just over 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it's a 5/6 crystal at this point, so you took care of half of what you need to do to get the pyramid. Plus, the fact that you got the Tynesmith, you have the entire mountain to clear.
Yeah, so this is just going to be a good clear for FEARAgent, as he's going to take over the Eastern Death Mountain.
And unfortunately, Willard has not found anything of substance over here in Eastern Palace. You really need something inside of this big key chest to pay off for him to make up for the last few minutes for him. It is a small key to Dark Palace, so
that's,
that's a pretty decent thing, even though we could probably hammer yump it and skip that key.
Yeah, like I said, there's 6 small keys for pod out there. These runners only need 4 to full clearing. If they want to just kill the boss, yeah, that's 2.
So Willard now making his way on over towards the desert area. And like I said, this is by force, pretty much by the early game route. Got to get the mirror out of Agina, have to get the glove out of desert. Like, this seed really gave us also that small key in a very easy position. Speaking of Dark Palace small keys, there's one of them right there.
There's 2 of them right there.
And there's the small key to Hera. Oh my goodness.
You'll love to see it.
This isn't Mitch Flower Power. This is not Super Mario Brothers 3. You don't like to see it. By the way, shameless plug for the SMB 3-point-based tournament finals Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern on SpeedGaming.
Man, no shame at all. And now we go to Rick's favorite one item of the entire world, Spiral Cave.
Do I need to create an emote that is just Spiral Cave?
I don't think so, because I think I'm the only one who points it out.
No, you're not.
Okay. Then I don't feel as bad.
There's like 4 people that have that remembered here as a place that I keep forgetting.
Well, the thing is, though, everybody forgets Bottle Vendor. You're the only one who forgot this.
Shut up. Stinking hookshot.
Meanwhile, it was nothing this time around.
The way it should be. Yes, I'm still salty about the fall qualifiers.
Alright, Willard is now entering Desert Palace, so he's going
yes, he is.
Items here, and he'll be able to kill Amola, so that'll be a slight edge. And as a certain teammate of Willard's in chat is pointing out, he really wants an item to be on Amola here.
Well, yeah, but you also got to remember, does Willard go for it? It's going to be a painful fight. Yes, Willard has NMG experience, but normally with NMG experience, you have a bow to help take some of the damage. Or to dish some of the damage more. I mean... But also, Willard might be thinking he could be behind that mirror. I think... Okay, no, he's just going back to the start.
Yeah, he's gonna full clear his dungeon, I would guess.
Let's go ahead and see what we need. It's Bombos for Turtle Rock. We don't know if we need to do it just yet.
Yep, no information on Turtle Rock yet.
Speaking of bow...
There's our first bow here in Hookshot Cave, and the flute. Okay. This is looking like a good play for FEARAgent.
And a heart container. So 2 big items inside of this cave here.
And Willard is leaving, and looks like he's going to head out the side door, so I think he is going to go take Land Mola on now while he's here.
One asks from chat, where is Lamp? Ice Rod Cave was where the light device is.
Now that could still be a good thing for Willard if, say, the fire rod is sitting here on Land Mola.
I think really WillardJBradley would love to find the hammer here on that mola.
That would be good too, but that would also mean he would not be going to the mountain right away. Because that would give him Dark World access.
Well, it'd give him Dark World access, but maybe he'd also just take the idea of going up to the mountain since there's more items up there. But also, it could make him think that he's going to wait off that until he gets the Titan's Mint, so I can see where you're going with that.
Yeah. Also, FEARAgent probably knows approximately where the lamp is because he did find a flute up on Death Mountain, so he knows lamp is how you got to Death Mountain in the first place.
Yeah, there's only so many places where it can be for him right at this point. Well, there's a bunch of places actually.
Yes, Sahasra Eastern or
Zora or Ice Rock Cave.
Yeah. But FEARAgent is going to head over to Village of Outcasts as we see our first Hyrule area Dark World check here. And we're going to see Willard take some bombs out to start the Land Mola fight.
Yeah, I think this is his best strategy here to do as much damage as possible. And look at this. This is somebody who's had some swordless practice against him. I still remember that one tournament race where it was forced to do a Pain of Burna fight against these guys to get progression into the Dark World.
Yep, you're forced to do Burna bombs to get the Moon Pearl off of Land Mola.
Yeah, that was a crazy, crazy race. In fact, it was one of the first ones of that tournament.
Yeah, that was the 5-12 player tournament, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're down to 4 bombs. He's got 1 of them down, 2 of them down, 3 of them down. That's a beautiful fight.
Yeah, only went through 6 bombs too.
Oh,
only a piece of heart.
But it is for a crystal.
Of it.
For those of you cheering on WillardJBradley, don't forget, he does have the game to give. This is a break point for this team. Well, it's match point, but it's also a break point.
Yeah.
They lose this, they get to serve in game 4.
Now, do they choose the runners first, or how does that work for game 4?
I believe the runners will figure out who's going to go, with the lower seed getting the opportunity to choose the mode with 1 veto from the lower seed.
Well, you mean the 1 veto from the higher seed?
Well, yeah, 1 veto from the higher seed, rather.
Yeah, so Willard's team will choose the mode. We don't know which runners yet, as FEARAgent gets the first 4 in Thieves. No Thieves. Decides to leave for the moment. Checking the
Swamp is a pendant.
Okay.
We know all of our crystals and pendants now.
Yes, Eastern, Swamp, and Thieves Town are our pendants. I don't know if Fear knows if Thieves Town is a pendant yet.
No, he doesn't. He has not spoken to Sahasrara. So they're now going up to the mountain. And here's the problem for Willard. So far, the first 28 minutes of this seed has been super linear.
Yeah. So he's just following. He's way behind FEARAgent because he did that Eastern play.
Mm-hmm. And also
Now,
the Zora play that came up empty too, but...
Now, Fear does Eastern also. It won't hurt as much, but, I mean, Fear can also make an easy routing decision if he decides to do it after doing pop.
And at that point, he'll groan about the fact that he got the key too. After he was done with the Palace of
Yes.
So Willard's going to see the bombs up there. Willard's going to see the bombs inside. He will find out about the half magic being over on the medallion. And Fear looks like he's going to be starting the Breadsmith chain.
Yep, and with the mirror, this is just you can do almost all the entire Dark World here in one go. You can take the Smith. The only thing you're going to orphan is this hammer pin.
His teammate JP mentioning that Willard needs some divergence to play in his favor. What he needs is this seed to allow divergence.
Yeah, if this seed just continues to be a linear snooze fest, it's going to be in FEARAgent's favor.
Bombos.
That's required.
Yeah, because we now need to do Turtle Rock. It's part of our crystal set. And you remember Willard was hoping that Turtle Rock was going to be a pendant.
Yeah, he does not like Turtle Rock in this mode because of the key situation. As Willard does find his Titans here, and he's about to do a little Harapot act.
There are so many different kind of setups for this. And he gets it. We ourselves our first sword upgrade by way of Stumpy.
Sword number 2 for our runners. Of course, they started with one. This was an assured sword start.
Can't you take me someplace nice? The chest does not want to go into the cave.
I had no idea the chest could talk.
Yeah, apparently. Well, speaking of Turtle Rock, we got our first of the keys inside of Cave 45. Second key being corrected by chat. Where was the first?
I think Mini Molder Cave.
Oh, okay, yeah. Link's house.
Link's house. Oh, yeah, that's right. That makes sense. Alright, so Molder him down for Willard as FEARAgent's going to bring this purple chest over to the thief, let him unlock it, and see what we get.
And we get ourselves the Compass to Thieves Town.
We're going to get a Bottomless Tablet check here. We have the Master Sword now, so we can actually pull what's on the Bottomless Tablet.
Did Fear activate his flute?
I don't think so.
He gets another bottle.
Looks like he's going to forego checking one item in Swamp Palace here. Oh, he doesn't flippers yet, so it will be 0 items in Swamp Palace. That makes more sense. And go straight to Hype Cave.
What kind of hype are we going to be looking for here in Hype Cave?
Oh, it's either going to be like 2 required items or trash.
Okay, let's see what we have. No hype. No hype. No hype. No hype. I mean, We already know it's not really that hype.
Yeah.
We know what our dungeons are at this point. The only question is what is the other part of the 5-6 combo?
And we can find out right now by talking to the bomb shop. Let's see if Fear heads up there. It looks like he is.
And the other 5-6 is going to be Tower of Hera, Misery Mire.
Yeah, we are still a long ways away from that. We can actually, now that we have the flu, we can actually see what Misery Mire is. We just still need the King of Samaria. And Fear is going to go, and I don't know if he knows if this is a key or not. Oh, well, he's going to try to set up actually a little Ancilla action here to especially, and he gets it. And I thought he was going to go check Highly Island, but I guess he really can't get back doing that. So this is going to be a sequence break, I believe. Because we don't have hammer, we don't have flippers.
Willard just got done checking the world's funnest cave.
And now I'm going to go back to the Dark World and check the Dark Death Mountain. And Hookshot Cave will be the hype cave of the seed.
And Fear. Oh, there's Arcana Samaria.
Well, that does unlock. That's going to be an out of logic King of Samaria. That's going to be locked behind either the hammer or behind the flippers or behind 2 Castle Tower keys. He's going to just route in Catfish and then probably go straight to Zora now while he's here.
And so Willard heading into the hype cave, about to pull out his bow as well as his flute. Three Palace of Darkness keys already lit up on the tracker. Do you make a play for pot at this point?
Well, it's still out of logic, so probably not. So FEARAgent's already gone over here, so I don't know if he would ever come back here. As Willard sees the Bombos medallion that's needed for Turtle Rock and saves and quits and heads on. And we do see a small key on Catfish, small key up, it's only the Mire though.
Well, getting the small key to Misery Mire is going to be a nice thing to find. That it's going to help out with routing, as we do see Fear planning out another splash deletion.
And he's really good at that. He gets the first try both times.
Getting the map to Skull Woods, getting the 2 Ganon Tower small keys. Willard's going to activate his flute.
Yeah, I believe FEARAgent actually did activate his flute here.
Yeah, we did have Chad correcting us on that. The flute has been activated for Willard. He is going to make his way into the Dark World right now. If you're hoping for WillardJBradley to pull out an advantage here, you need him to not follow FEARAgent's steps anymore.
Well, FEARAgent did find, I don't think Willard's going to be able to get over to get that King of Samaria just yet.
He is going to check something else that we have not seen from Fear, and we are going to be going into Skull Woods.
This is a place that Fear might not do right away. Especially if it's not in Samaria, Fear might actually go into the Mire area at this point. But instead, looks like it's going to be an Eastern play. So
I'm surprised he's doing it this... Oh, he needs rupees.
Yeah.
69 is not all that nice when you need 110 for Kiki. And there's a small key to Thieves Town.
That's a nice find for Willard. Of
We
course,
need
you
a
still need the
hammer.
hammer.
And then we get ourselves a boomerang, which we go, yay. And Fear's now going to find out that Thieves Town is a green pendant. So what's the 411 on this seed, Rambler?
What do you mean?
No, it's just making a reference to WillardJBradley's rupee count.
That was a stretch. As FEARAgent is going to... I think FEARAgent was actually trying to see if he could like snipe the hammer or the lamp here before going in the mire.
Well, if you know that the lamp is not going to be here.
Yes, he does know that. But I think... No, he's not going to go in the mire either, because we need Quake.
Oh, that's a nice little addition here. Unfortunately, Willard's not going to be able to do anything else inside of the Skull Woods. There's the hammer!
Wow. So that just puts the Samaria into logic for FEARAgent. But that might be a place that Willard checks relatively soon.
Everything is coming up Team Kappa right now. Unfortunately, nothing that Willard has been checking has come on to his favor. Now, Willard still could make his way over to get that cane of Samaria if he chooses to do the Kern jump.
No, we have the hammer. We can actually just walk there. There's a small key.
There's a pendant swamp.
I would say that now that you have the hammer, you can actually just, hammer the hammer pegs and walk over the pod that way. Or you can also flute there and, full clear the dungeon here. And looks like Fear is going to...
Ice Palace, huh? We're going to sequence break this stuff. Well, you got to remember, Fear still has that 69 problem.
Yeah, that's true.
I was going to see what's on Lake Hylia Island first.
Yeah, we know it's going to be a small key.
And he is going to pop himself into Ice Palace. And it looks like Willard is setting himself up to do a Kern jump.
Yeah.
Beautiful, first try.
Yeah, that was very crisp. Will he go to Catfish or will he go to Pyramid? That's the question.
Turns to the left, he's going to Catfish. Of course, Fear, with that cane of Samaria, is going to be able to pull off the Icebreaker. I'm sure you've heard about this trick. I'm sure our commentators have been making a pretty good job telling you what this trick does.
Yep. It breaks Ice Palace. It's exactly what it does. That's why it's called the Icebreaker.
Ice breaker. Ice breaker. I don't get it.
Alright, so we're going to break Ice Palace in half by being able to route this dungeon as efficiently as possible. We're taking this cane of Samaria, putting it in a specific place, and then using some specific input.
Now, here's the interesting thing about this, is that Fear did not trigger the switch.
Well, because we have Cane of Samaria, we're going to be full clearing this dungeon, we don't need to worry about the switch here. Although, the keys might be an issue, so you're right. Because this is MCS Shuffle.
Well, he's got the one key that he came in with.
Yeah.
Plus, he's going to get the second one right here.
I mean, he might be one key short, but I don't think it'll matter, because that one key will be to open up the right side to do
Silvers!
Well, that's not going to help you immediately here, but it'll definitely help later on.
Yes, that's a huge offensive upgrade for FEARAgent later on down this seed. There's our big key.
So I don't think we're going to have a problem with this dungeon as opposed to if we didn't hit the switch.
And of course, with that one small key in hand, FEARAgent is now going to be able to check the iced tea room.
Well, I think because he opened that door, now I don't think he's going to be able to complete this dungeon without having to hit the switch, I think.
Well,
Oh, there's one more small key he can get to. Never mind.
Yeah. In that one little annoying room.
Yeah, the one room to the right of where you drop down.
Yes.
See, I would have just taken that key and gone all the way to Ice Tea Room going that way.
Well, maybe Fear just forgot that he didn't check it yet. Well, they're doing some digging. And there is our Quake.
Alright, so there's your mire access.
And I think Fear may have actually did a situation here where he accidentally did forget, hey, look, I should have done that, but wait a second. I don't think this is going to work out.
Yeah, because he has cancel Mario. That's fine.
Oh, right. Yes. I forgot that little detail.
Yeah, that's a little...
All I was thinking about was that one key that you need to get into this room to the right.
Yeah. If you want to beat this dungeon the vanilla way, or on the Game Boy Advance, you would need to get the extra key.
What were they thinking when they came up with that idea for doing that to the Game Boy Advance?
To, you know, fix the brokenness, I guess. Willard had a little pause there. I think he's going to go back... I think he accidentally mirrored and forgot Purple Chest. He's going to go back for Purple Chest now.
He hasn't even done the Brett Smith chain yet.
Oh, he has not. Okay, so he's probably going to do that now then. I thought he had purple already, but no. He's going to
No, because he doesn't have bombos yet. FEARAgent down to 3 hearts. If he gets touched by the puffs, he is dead. Ooh, that was very close. To get a little close.
Oh, no!
He has a fairy in a bottle. 2 puffs down. And 3 puffs down. And with that, FEARAgent claimed his 2nd crystal. We are tied as crystals are concerned. What does Willard need in order to help get his team back into this match at this point?
Honestly, a rod in Power Basement. Warlock Mine in Power Basement. That would suck for both our runners, to be fair, but I can't really think of a... Like, that's the only thing that Willard has that Fear does not have, is that lamp.
Looks like FEARAgent was trying to do a little more splash deletion. This time, no first try. He's gonna head
on cue, he goes and gets the lamp.
And that right there is going to be the ability for him to do the one dungeon that Willard has finished so far, which is Desert Palace. And he will be able to lump that together with Misery Mire.
Now, we know the Misery Mire is Flipper's Lock. And Fear needs just one more rupee in order to get into pod here.
Oh, right, because of the hook shot.
No, not because of the hook shot, because of the fact that Quake was in.
Oh, right.
Quake was in the.
Okay. I get where you're going with that. Yeah.
So if I were to guess, I would say the flipper's going to be here in pod.
All right. So how many enemies does Fear need to kill in order to get the 1 rupee he needs to satisfy Kiki?
Well, let's find out.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Well, there's 1.
And that's all we need anymore. Alright, we're going to go to this Bombos tablet, and if Willard wants to get back in this race, he needs to go to my area right now.
His teammate's telling him not to get hit. He doesn't.
And makes his way into pod unscathed as Willard flutes away and does in fact go to the minor area, so he will get his hammer here.
Yeah, that's just something that Willard does definitely need, but interestingly enough, what we really need is somewhere that Willard finds something that Team Kappa's not going to find for a little while.
Well, one thing that's interesting now, if you look at the key counts here for Palace of Darkness, FEARAgent has 3, WillardJBradley has 4. So Willard, once he gets his hammer, I will presume he will go to pot as well. And he can get every item out of here. FEARAgent is going to have to choose to leave 1 behind. And now that he opened that door, he might have to leave 2 behind.
Unless this decides it's going to give us 1 item inside of this dungeon, or one of these keys inside of this dungeon. Because that's what Pod loves to do best.
Yeah, there's ever a dungeon where a vanilla small key will pop up in a key sanity mode, it's Pod.
In second place, Turtle Rock.
Yes. Alright, let's see if Willard makes the Pod play here as well. And yes.
He floats to 5. Hopefully he will remember to check the pyramid after he is done.
Yeah, Pyramid has the King of Samaria. And again, Ice Palace having Quake, but again, FEARAgent, logic breaking. Still don't know where the flippers are. We still need Ice Rod and Fire Rod as well as some more small keys to complete the seed.
You know where would be an evil place to put those flippers?
I would think maybe first chest of Turtle Rock.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
But where were you thinking?
Now, this would be very unfortunate for Willard at this point, unless he decides to do the same flipper breaks, but I know he probably would. The evil place to actually put the flippers would be the big chest of the Tower of Heroin.
I mean, that's just evil for either of our runners.
FEARAgent is down to 1 key remaining.
Yep. So he's looks like he's gonna wind up orphaning both the Harmless Hellway and Vanilla Big Key chest here, whereas Willard, nope, that's a GT small. Willard's not going to the big door, so he's going to get every item out of here. This could be big for Willard if he does find an item locked behind any of these small keys.
Rambler.
Yes, Rick.
This means that Fear cannot finish this dungeon.
If he hammer jumps and skips those items, he can. He'll have 1 key left.
Yes, you're right. He is able to. Man, Key Sanity is a hard mode.
Yeah. Again, Willard will be able to get those 2 items. Fear is going to end up orphaning them.
We have yet to see the big key.
That's true. If the big key's not a dark maze, now FEARAgent might be locked out. The big key
doesn't get in this check. If he doesn't get it here,
he's done in here.
That's the Turtle Rock Small right there. He's going to mirror, and now he's got to make a choice. which of these two chests?
Well, it
he's
doesn't
not gonna
matter
play it.
because he can't go to kill the boss anyway. So he's gonna end up doubling the pod. That decision to open that big door might be costing FEARAgent here.
And Willard is going to be able to get this right now. No, he's not.
And remember,
He's just looping around.
that one of those small keys is in Pendant Eastern Palace. FEARAgent might not want to go there at all. He's going to go do Mire instead.
The Pendant Eastern, he just fluted away.
Yeah. Of course, he could find one or two more of those pod smalls elsewhere. But this is still going to be this might be the first thing of what might get Willard back into this race, especially if there's not only needing obviously the key to get into the big chest and into the boss, but if there's a required item in those big chests.
Here we go. No.
Arno's Hellway has the big key. But the big chest could still have something, but Fear's gonna have to come back for it anyway. And we do know now, with Pod being a crystal and the big key being locked logically behind all 6 small, we will find those other pod keys eventually. The question is, where are they?
Mars.
I don't think they'll be in Mars.
Fine.
That's like when you're in non-key sanity, you're climbing and you're checking Gannis Tower for the big key, and someone finds a shovel. Check the shovel spot. Maybe that'll have the big key.
10 arrows. Let's play cutscene chest.
Yeah, one of the downsides of MCS or any sanity in that in that sense is having to do all these really bad checks no matter what, including left side mire, left side swamp.
I know one league team that Rambler wouldn't be welcome on. Shoutouts to Shovel as the true go mode team.
Look, I just said the shovel was the first thing that came to mind. I could have easily also said the powder mushroom.
You could have said many things.
Yes.
But you said that.
Yeah. The shovel's the funny one.
Yay, what a great and exciting left side of Misery Mire!
That's the left side mire being completely trash.
Hooray!
Alright, Willard gonna go hammer jump here. Let's see if those flippers are here in the big chest. That'll be an interesting thing to think about where those other pod smalls are.
Alright, survey set.
No. And there's a small key to skull in the Mire Arena chest. And normally you don't see completely unbiased rooting in chat, but here we have both members of both teams being completely unbiased in rooting on their fellow companions.
Yep, Gamachu and 1UP cheering on and hoping that FEARAgent can extend this series to send it to a Game 4. WJB, JTB,
Every time.
JTB and JP. What the heck were they thinking by coming up with a team named WJPTBB?
The best part is there's actually a third B on there. The extra B is for BYOBB. And if you want to know what that extra B is, that's typo.
Anyways.
And of course the B stands for Bamos. What else could it ever stand for?
Hey, that's a nice thing to find when you're about ready to... Well, you got silver arrows.
Yeah, silver arrows. It doesn't matter. But still, Temper Sword is always a nice find. Yeah, Willard will not have the silver here for the Helmet Sword fight, because the silvers were sitting in Ice Palace.
Screw this. Saber UX has the best idea. We're just going to call him Team Alphabet Soup for the remainder of this.
I mean, we're already, what, 8 weeks into this? This is week 9. We've come far enough. I think we're starting to get used to calling it WJPTBB. And I've called, like, half of their races, so I should...
Yeah, you have.
So I should get it down by now.
You've had quite a familiarity with this team.
JP with a good line in the chat, referencing another tournament. No one's taking their vowels.
Well, you should just go completely Wheel of Fortune at this point and charge them $250 to get a vowel.
Anyway, we're going to see dueling boss fights here. FEARAgent going to have a nice, easy time here with Silver Arrows on Vitreous. Willard going to be doing Master Sword, basically vanilla strats here on Helma. The only difference being you have a lot more health and a better armor.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, FEARAgent takes out Vitreous very quickly. Doesn't get anything of value though here inside of Misery Mire.
You know, you said the same thing about the Tower of Hero where we got the Titan's Mitt.
That's true.
We did get the Tempered Sword here in Misery Mire.
There's a big difference between Tempered Sword and Titan's Mitts.
Yes, one is required and one is not, but you are not going to complain about pulling out a Tempered Sword inside of Misery Mire.
Correct. I mean, the best place to find Tempered Sword is when you're, climbing Ganos Tower and you want it for Ganon. That's the best feeling. That's the best feeling in the world.
The best place to find a sword is one that is not on the beaten path that you may find your opponent not grabbing.
Correct.
That being said, FEARAgent is still going to have a better, easier fight. I will say easier in a way than Willard did, but Willard did definitely do a great fight against this Lamola. What about
Willard's doing here? He's going to check Eastern Palace. He's going to kill the Armos here. Which is, again, FEARAgent hasn't been here at all yet. We already know that there's a pod small in here that Fear, I think, wishes he had.
By the way, we're still lacking several items for Go Mode.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We still need those flippers, which, again, they're locking Misery Mire and a couple other things here. We still need both Fire and Ice Rod.
We still need one more Turtle Rock key.
We still need one more Turtle Rock key. We might need those boots for Ganos Tower.
Willard should remember that this is a pendant, but he may be going along the lines of the bow that he pulled out led to nothing.
That's true. And the Silver Arrows makes the Landmo fight very easy for FEARAgent. FEARAgent gets crystal number 4.
Willard needs to check the pyramid after he's done with this Eastern.
Yes. Pyramid having the King of Samaria. Of course, can he really do anything? I guess he can go enter Turtle Rock. That kind of stinks. So if Armos does drop an item here, this will be a huge boon for Willard.
Yeah, and Willard needs something to pay off at this point. It is 4 crystals to 3 at this point, and the Armos drop 10 bombs. Ooh.
Willard's got
the flute out. Oh no.
He's not going to be going to get that King of Samaria just yet.
Yeah, he's going to be last locationing that at this point.
And what's really bad is that Mire is a Pyramid Fairy, so if he's thinking about putting that off until Pyramid Fairy Crystal, well, that's not going to work out. Speaking of which, that's what FEARAgent's play is now, is doing the Pyramid Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Willard might be doing Thieves Town now.
Yeah, I think we're checking the pedestal. We are getting a ped check.
Okay. I mean, if ped's required, then, Thieves Town's definitely the next thing that Willard's going to be doing here.
Yeah. Well, if ped is needed at this point, then Willard knows that he just pulled out Eastern Pendant for a good reason. If not, he's got that further sinking feeling about being behind.
Yes, but he hasn't even been at Thieves Town yet, so Thieves Town is still going to be 7 checks for Willard.
All right, here we go for Willard. Can you dig it? It's a shuffle!
Oh. Hold all tickets, please. Hold all tickets.
And it's a Castle Tower key number 1.
We can actually, that's actually something we can check now. FEARAgent's going to take that mirror and check both the Castle Tower area, which is going to get him a bottle with the first one, but we don't know what that second one is. That just got unlocked by the Pyramid Fairy.
And Fear's going to take it here up and find out what these 2 chests is, as you just mentioned. Oh boy, buckle up. This seat just got a little more interesting.
So Willard will be able to full clear Green Pen to Thieves Town here.
Well, the thing is that Willard, at this stage, he's going to check Peg Cave first.
Yeah.
Hammer pegs.
There's the bottle for FEARAgent.
And we're just missing the flippers for being able to pull that ped.
Correct. So flippers could easily be in back of Thieves Town or even the Green Pen to turn in here.
10 arrows. The second chest in the Castle Tower.
So we will not be seeing any more Castle Tower shenanigans because we already know that there is nothing.
Fire rod!
Ooh, fire rod and hammer pegs. Now Willard wishes he had that before checking the pedestal because he could have routed that along with Skull Woods. But I think, will Willard still do Thieves Town first, or will he go to Skull Woods first? Let's see what he does here.
I think at this point, you saw that the shovel is on there, and the shovel could very well lead to something you don't know, but...
Well, right now, only 2 things on there can be of relevance. That's the Ice Rod and the 4th Turtle Rock Small, if we even need that.
Well... we'll see what ends up happening here soon. Willard's going to be able to clear everything inside of this Thieves Town. And Thieves Town is a less lucrative play at this point for FEARAgent because of the fact that he's already checked the first 4, but getting the small key out of Skull Woods might entice him to come back in.
Well, Fear hasn't even been to Skull Woods yet.
That's right. He's been waiting for the fire rod.
Which we know is in Hammer Pegs.
And we know that's a mirror bomb.
Yeah. Well, I would say about 20 minutes ago, it's a FEARAgent has a pretty big lead. Now I still think he has a lead, but it's much shorter here.
Absolutely. And this race has gotten interesting, and Willard is mirroring. He's leaving.
Okay, so we're not going to see the back of Thieves Town here. We're probably going to see Skull Woods first, and maybe he'll come back if back of Skull Woods doesn't have anything.
At this point, Skull Woods would have 2 items. He's already seen the first section. And we know that there's nothing inside of the tree. It was just 5 rupees. So Agate Tower key number 2 could very well be in Ganon's Tower for all we care at this point.
And Fear is going to go ahead into Skull Woods, so he'll get the Thieves Town Small. We'll see if that takes him further away from Hammer Pegs or not. But Hammer Pegs is one of those things that you hate going back for it, especially without the boot.
We have not seen the Skull Woods big key yet. So it's possible it's going to show up over here on the left-hand side. Don't forget, Skull Woods big key is one of those keys that can get locked inside of its own chest.
Yeah.
There's a small town Thieves Town, or the small town.
Wow.
Small key Thieves Town.
This is Rick's first time, guys. Just leave him be.
Thank you, Rambler. Small town thieves. All right.
Willard about to enter the Mothra fight. This is going to be big for Willard if it has something good, because we know FEARAgent's going to have to come back here a little later when he comes back with the fire rod. And very nice fight by Willard, using spins and the hammer to his advantage here.
Ice
Mafia
Rod!
drops the Ice Rod! Fire Rod leading directly to Ice Rod.
Holy
Now,
cow.
that puts Turtle Rock completely in logic, and Turtle Rock can easily have our flippers.
It could easily have him, huh?
Yes, but unfortunately, Willard doesn't have the Samaria yet, so we can't go in there.
Fear Agent, where are you going? Are you going to go into Thieves Town at this point? And so therefore, the only thing that can be on that pedestal now behind the shovel of relevance would be Turtle Rock key number 4.
And that's only relevant if the lava chest has the big key being vanilla in Turtle Rock. And FEARAgent is going to do Thieves Town before heading over to Hammerpegs.
Realistically, Willard could just be
Flippers for
cane.
Well, we know what the red cane is. We still... Oh, yeah, we don't even need flippers. So if he gets a red cane and Turtle Rock big key is not... Small key is not required, Willard might just have to go to Pyramid for go mode. Wait, oh, well, he still needs Quake, and he'll pull that out of Ice Palace if he goes to Ice Palace.
Oh, true, yes.
Looks like Willard is going to do Thieves Town here. So both our runners are going to be in Thieves Town at the same time here. FEARAgent needing the Fire Rod leading to the Ice Rod. Willard needing the Samaria to lead to question mark to lead to the boots, or to start to the Quake Medallion in Ice Palace.
I think if you're cheering on Team WJPTBB, you want the flippers to be here.
Yeah.
And here's why. Because then it's going to draw FEARAgent away from Hammerpegs.
Yeah, oh, there. So there's something else in my drawing from Hammerpegs. Turning in a shovel. Sorry, that mushroom. Same thing.
But you really need Fear to be going in a different direction. Because at this point, it would be super easy for FEARAgent to go to Hammerpegs after he's done with this Thieves Town check. FEARAgent Willard, once it became known that it was going to be these two teams playing each other, this, in my opinion, was going to be the hype match, and it was really interesting to see that it turned into an open defeat Ganon map compass small key shuffle.
Yeah. The mode where we don't know if we're in go mode yet.
Gold sword.
That's good for Willard. That means that'll be his tempered, and he won't have to worry about bosses the rest of the seed. Especially with the tempered sword being in Mire.
And by the time Willard gets to Mire, he may very well be playing at go mode straight to Vitreous.
That is true. Of course, he still needs the big key, which I believe was in the
Map room.
map room, yeah. I don't know what to call that room, but yeah.
The most annoying small chest to get to, besides the big
That
key
works.
chest.
That works. Alright, blind down for FEARAgent. He will drop a small key to...
Turtle Rock 4, that's it.
Alright, so that's...
dead.
Yeah, pedestal is now official. Well, it's at least the boots for GT, but...
Shut up!
We'll talk about that later. That's so small of a chance. FEARAgent needs to go to Hammerpegs right now, and it looks like he is.
Hammerpegs.
Yeah.
This is 100% Hammerpegs, and maybe do fake powder. All things considering, this is a really fast-moving seed.
Yeah, a lot of these seeds I've noticed, even though it's like technically a Key Sanity-esque seed, they've been in around the 140-ish range for our. As Willard gets TR small number 4 and the green pendant. FEARAgent does get the fire rod. Looks like going to be heading straight back to Skullwoods here, so Fear will get his ice rod pretty soon. The only thing Fear will need then is that pod small, which we know where one of them is.
That's right.
We know where one of them are. And Willard's going to go ahead and turn in that green pendant right away. Don't know if we'll see him go to Pyramid yet. That's where we know Willard needs to go, is that Pyramid. Once Willard goes to Pyramid, he will be in go mode. Well, not go mode, but he will hopefully know to get his ice pals. And there is nothing on Sahashala.
People who were hoping for vanilla boots, well, you got a red item. Not the right item, though. Willard is going to trade in the mushroom, see what the mushroom has. Not going to even worry about fake powdering. And FEARAgent just around the corner from picking up his ice rod.
Yeah, and with Fear can also just go straight to Turtle Rock at this point, because he'll be able to have a Fire Rod, Ice Rod, and so this is the one downside for Fear. He might have to climb the mountain extra time. It looks like Willard is going to, in fact, go into Ice Palace here.
Yeah.
So we'll get Quake before Samaria. Samaria will end up being his go mode item. Will he remember? So this is going to be very interesting for Willard.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take a little while longer because he won't be able to ice break, but he can just hammer jump and full clear the long old-fashioned way.
Yeah, because he has a key, he'll be able to get over to the right-hand side where the silvers and... The silvers were there, the Quake wasn't.
Yes.
The silvers would be a nice thing for him to pick up. As FEARAgent's about to pick up his ice rod, and some people commenting in chat about how if Fear doesn't do a right 50-50 gamble, he would need 2 pod small keys, but
yes,
thanks to runners doing saving and quitting before they spend those keys and then doing a reset, he only needs 1.
Yeah, so he can save and quit, go to the pod. If he opens a big key chest and it's wrong, he can reset and then go to Harlow's Hellway, which is the correct answer. Yeah,
which is going to be unfortunate. It would just lead to a little bit of a time loss, but it is the way that it is. FEARAgent, if he goes to Eastern, he would have that pod key to play around with. The question is, will he, knowing that Turtle Rock is on the table?
Yeah, I just think Turtle Rock seems like it's the more efficient play at this point.
Yeah. Team Kappa has had a lead pretty much throughout this race, thanks to a lot of early game decisions from FEARAgent. But there are signs that the seed can definitely play into Willard's favor, and routing could very well be it.
Yeah, especially if once Willard's done here in Ice, if his first instinct is to go check more overworld spots looking for Samaria, instead of, say, going to Misery Mire. But because he knows that Misery Mire will just be locked behind the flippers, he might just, do overworld spots instead of doing dungeons. And yes, FEARAgent is going to go ahead straight to Turtle Rock, so what would be worst case scenario here is if he doesn't find any pod smalls but finds the flippers, that would send you into Swamp Palace, which is a very real possibility here.
This game can be evil sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. And FEARAgent gets immediately deadlocked. Good lord, that was bad luck.
Get that dead rock on out of here. Silvers for Willard. Fine, not just sometimes, all the time. They all can't be jet seeds. I gotta go pull up some information here. Because we got a moment here to talk about things. So WJPTBB, if they win this match, they will be a 3-0 sweep, and they'll be playing in the conference semifinals against either CLW or Double Dippers.
Ooh.
CLW with a 2-0 series lead. There's the Quake. There's the Blue Cane. What other teams have you been following along with during the course of this league?
I've been following along also with a little bit with CLW. My friend Swerve is on that scene. And the Pug Trio, and they're still alive. I think their race probably just finished not too long ago over on SpeedGaming 1.
Yeah, Pug Trio down 1-0, with Andy playing in this match in their game 3. Big key right there. So we didn't even need to worry about that fourth.
Well, now that we have the fourth, we can actually open up that lava chest, and maybe that has a required item for us.
My team ended up making it to the playoffs when we got locked into this division with both Team Kappa and Willard's team, Alphabet Soup, that we weren't really going to be making it to the playoffs. So
yeah, your team did a very I was very impressed with your team's play in this league.
Dark Palace Mall, there it is.
So Fear will now be able to clear Pod without having to dip Eastern.
And he's not going to have to worry about the lava chest at this point. There's nothing that Fear can get that would help him out. At 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 45 seconds, FEARAgent is in
go mode. As long as he remembers to save and quit. Now,
Yeah,
how do we get? Because Willard can still go straight to the pyramid here against Samaria, and he'll be ahead because he won't have to climb the mountain again. Although this will be actually number. That's gonna be very close if Willard goes straight to the pyramid here.
It depends on what Fear does for his decision.
Yeah.
If Fear chooses the incorrect of the two where the big key could be, you got to remember, without boots, that's going to be probably about 1.5 minutes that he'll lose by walking back.
Yeah, and Willard is immediately taking out the hammer.
He is going to check this chest as Fear, and he's just going to get some bombs.
And Willard is heading to 4. This could be the pyramid play.
It really comes down to how fast Willard's able to route Swamp, or route Misery Mire.
And Fear having a little trouble here with the maze here in Pod. I'm sorry, in Turtle Rock.
We can't get our dungeon straight, friends.
Listen,
This must be Rambler's first time, too.
Probably my first time at 4 o'clock, I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's 4 o'clock somewhere.
Alright, Willard about to get go mode here, and this will be very interesting between these two runners, because they're both in go mode. Willard will have to do 2 dungeons here, but Fear will have to gamble a 50-50 in Pod, and he'll have to climb the mountain. Whereas Willard will only have to climb the mountain once.
Yeah, because he's going to go straight from Turtle Rock into...
Yeah, you can go right into Mire, go mode Mire, go right into Turtle Rock, go mode Turtle Rock. Fear is actually going to check here on Laser Bridge, looking for something. Oh! Times the boots on Laser Bridge. That's actually a really big deal. Because Willard might not get those.
Yeah, Willard's not getting those. Unless he's worried about the Ganon's Tower. There's the go mode for WillardJBradley. Fear's looking for the Pod 4. He's not going to get it. Or Pod 5.
Well, he might. There's still 1 pod key and a large here. Alright, he skipped Lava Chest and he skipped one other chest here.
Look at Fear's heart number right now.
Yeah, that's pretty low. We only get 1 heart here before fighting Trinex, and these guys can kill you in 1 hit.
Now, normally, Actually, yeah, that's right. He does have a fairy.
You got another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got one in Turtle Rock, right?
I wasn't paying attention.
I think it was here in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, should have also a red potion.
Yeah, he does have a red potion as well, but he did get the red earlier.
And he forgot to switch to ice to fire rod here, so it's more time wasted.
Yeah,
it's done.
Perfectly fine at this point. Just gotta watch out for the head. They'll be fine. Just making his teammates more nervous. Let's see how Willard routes this, because if Willard chooses the right way to go... Oh, that was nice.
That was very close.
There for FEARAgent. Willard's going to get his gold sword.
Mm-hmm.
That reduces the likelihood that Willard checks Laser Bridge. Now is time where Fear needs to do a save and quit. It's decision time. There it is. So Fear may give Willard a few extra seconds to figure things out inside of this misery mire, but I think at this point Fear's going to have the lead going into GT.
Yeah.
And with the boots.
Yeah, if he has boots and Willard doesn't, that's going to be a tough hill to climb for Willard.
All right.
Especially with Willard looking like he might end up last location in this big key.
No, he's not.
No, he's going back.
So FEARAgent has two choices at this point: the big key chest or harmless hellway. And it's going to be easier to pick the big key chest at this point.
And
well, there's not going to do cutscene chest.
Yeah, and with the bombs out, it looks like FEARAgent is going to do big key chest first.
There's the big key for Willard. And Fear spends the key. And there is the reset.
Yep.
So this is what we call save scumming. He's got that key back in his arsenal. You'll see when he goes back in the pod, he will have two. He now knows that the big key is located in harmless hellway. We will never know where the flippers decided to turn out.
That's a really good question. Where are those flippers?
This race could come down to a very interesting decision in Ganon's tower. It could come down to a lot of factors here. Both of these runners are going to have the same equipment: gold sword, silver arrows. As Willard now heads on over towards Vitreous, and Fear having to go and get this big key. Somebody commenting that he has two keys. Well, yeah, you open one door to get to the big key, but then you need a second to get to the boss. That's why Fear could not just go to get the harmless hellway big key, because then in that case he would have to pick up another pod small. The one key that he was missing was an Eastern Palace. As now Fear with the big key in hand, getting ready to go up against Halmasar.
As Willard takes down Vitreous very quickly.
Yep.
And it's going to beeline to Turtle Rock, and it's going to be very clear that Fear will have a nice lead. And
yeah,
the boots really actually paid off a lot for Fear here.
Getting the boots out of Turtle Rock is very, very unlikely Willard's getting those. Like, I would be surprised if he checks Laser Bridge at this point. And it came down to kind of really for Willard, it just came down to unfortunate gambles. Willard had quite the early path. Willard caught up, but in the end, the dive into Eastern may pretty much been part of Willard's undoing, plus not getting to the Canis and Maria before going into Ice Palace.
Yeah, because then if you'd gone up here before Ice Palace, I mean, going to Ice Palace turns out to be the right play, but not being able to Icebreaker definitely hurt a little bit.
So Willard heading up to the mountain at this point, and Fear getting ready to go up against the Helmosar King. 17 hammer hits, and then of course the 2 gold sword slashes, and then we'll be able to play everyone's favorite game that I know Willard doesn't really mind playing. At least Willard didn't get dead rocked.
Well, with FEARAgent getting Crystal number 7, I'm going to press this button, and we're going to play a little game called the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. We have 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. Where that big key can possibly be. What you, the wonderful SpeedGaming 2 chat, needs to do is put in the numbers and try to guess which chest will have the big key. Adirondack Rick, as FEARAgent is going to make his long trek up the mountain here, where do you think that big key will be?
21.
21. That would most likely be either Ice Armos last chest or Compass Room last chest.
Where do you think it's going to be?
I'm going to go with...
Well, you're definitely thinking about it.
I'm thinking about how Fear would route this and which chest it would be. I'm going to guess the map chest, which I guess will be 13 for Fear if he goes right side first. I mean, because it's MCS and we already have all these small keys already, going right side first actually makes a lot more sense because you're guaranteed to go to Compass Room.
Uh-oh.
Did Willard not go right side here?
The way that chat is talking, Willard did not go right-hand side.
The big key was. He's thinking this might be regular key sanity, and he already has big key.
Well, friends, it's been nice talking to you.
This might be the gambling that Willard might have been talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, he's going right straight for lava chest.
Yep.
All right, FEARAgent going against flippers. That's where the flippers were. He's coming to show us where the flippers were logically.
Of course. I mean, they pretty much had to be there. As FEARAgent does go left side first, we see 300 rupees on the torch for check number 1.
Okay, here we go. So we saw the first item up on the torch as Fear gets ready to hookshot his way on over towards left side. 5 keys in his arsenal at this point. Getting bombs in 2, bombs in 3. Red mail in 4, and big key in 5. We were wrong.
But who was correct was Broncrox was our first person.
That's a nice name.
Broncrox Gets 29 points. Crazy Sunshine and Little Narsty 79 also getting it correct.
So this right here is going to pretty much seal the deal. Was going to kind of hype up what would end up being played for at this point. If Willard was able to come back, that means the series would be over with, and we would be talking about the conference semifinals.
But
however, FEARAgent well in line now to force a game number 4. Rambler, how does game 4 work?
Game 4 works. So both of our teams will choose, I guess, who will be running game 4. The lower seed, which is WJPTBB, will be choosing settings. The higher seed, Team Kappa, will be choosing their 1 veto. So they will play out the same way as Game 3 did. But with a interesting scenario on who will be running Game 4 for our run. Again, Team Kappa made up of FEARAgent, Gamma Chew, and 1Up40. Team WJPTB made up of WillardJBradley, Brewers Fan JP, and JTB.
And there's a little bit of strategy that goes into play here because, first of all, it is the lower siege choice. Who do you send out into that mode? The other question that comes to mind is who do you want to play Game 5 if it becomes required? Because you can't have the same players play 3 modes in the course of one series. Whoever plays in Game 4 is ineligible to play Game 5.
Yeah, so I think if you're in WJPTB's scenario where you're pretty sure your best runner is in fact Willard, even though he's losing this, you might consider holding him off until Game 5. Whereas with Team Kappa, I believe the best runner there is Gamma Chew. Do you just throw him out for Game 4? That's the issue.
Although they might have to conduct a team meeting after Fear has 2-cycled this Wizrobe run.
They already had their team meeting after what 1Up did on Monday.
I think they ought to call for a team meeting based on what FEARAgent did earlier in this seed. Whether not getting the boots, that cements that right there.
Yep.
Fear already making his way up to the 6th floor. When we talk about these team meetings, nope, these team meetings are closed off to the public. Media is not allowed. It's one of those closed door powwows, and we don't have no idea what happens inside of them. I know with our team meetings with Team Bad, it was just Sinek throwing us with his bot, and his bot was just lecturing us on the finer indices of the 1s and 0s.
I mean, that bot's going to be taking over the world in 2024, so.
That long? I was thinking about 2022.
I was thinking about writing in Sasha Bot for president this year, but we'll see what happens. Alright, here comes Agatsu on FEARAgent's side.
Alright, so Fear heading on over. Missed one opportunity. I think that was going to be at least getting perhaps a double. Oh, missed that wide as well. So
that
he's
is
on one.
Barely missing.
Another just wide. 1-1-1. Swing and a miss.
That's 4 already. 2 more to go.
1-1-1-1-1.
This is going to be the, I guess this is, what number is this going to be in base 2 when it's all 1s? 2, 4, I'm doing more math, don't mind me.
Willard heading on over here to the right-hand side, finds 10 arrows, finds a bloopy.
It's 63. That's the 63 cycle for FEARAgent.
As Fear goes down into the pyramid.
Yeah, and the scanner fight's going to be pretty trivial. We have Butter Sword, we have Silver Arrows, we have Red Mail, we have 15 hearts.
But I was nervous that he was going to die in this fight.
It's going to take a lot.
I thought this was going to be the most stressful fight of all.
I mean, it's still the most stressful fight in the entire game.
Ha! There's Castle Tower Key number 2!
Good thing this isn't all dungeons. If it was all dungeons, we'll be looking pretty good, but unfortunately, it's not.
Willard Hal heading on over towards the right side, or left side. Has anyone ever fallen off the bridge after beating Ganon? Shut up. That is somebody who has fallen off the bridge after defeating Ganon and had to fall and have to redo the Ganon fight.
Yep.
That is a painful thing.
And there is arrow number 4 for FEARAgent, so this series will officially continue as FEARAgent takes game number 3 from WillardJBradley. We will get you the official time in just about 5 seconds.
Here we go. Willard crosses the line. Official SRL time 1:40:03. Get your GGs from the champ and your team Kappas for FEARAgent, who extends the series to a game 4.
Yes, and we'll see if we can get FEARAgent in here for a little interview as Willard is going to continue the seed, going to play it out as climbs the gauntlet. And joining us now is our winner, FEARAgent. GG's.
Hey, GG's. Was there ever any doubt?
Yes.
Oh, yes, there was a lot of doubt.
Was there ever any doubt?
There was a lot of doubt, especially when you had the lead pod.
There was never a doubt.
So let's begin here with the Turtle Rock play. You went through and you were searching extra chests. Were you looking for pod key number 5 or pod key number 5 there?
Yeah, I was looking for another pod key.
How happy were you?
What's that? Oh, no, I needed 4. I was at 3, so I still needed 2 keys to full clear.
Right.
And I got the 1, and I was like, well, there's a lot of chests here. Maybe I can find a second one. And
how happy were you to find the boots?
God, stupid game. What a stupid game. I mean, sure, I'm happy to find the boots, but at that point of the game, it's like, come on, really?
So did you even see, because we know that we run on a 10-minute delay, did you even see what Willard pull out of that lava chest?
Yeah, I saw that, the flips. That's
the logical flippers that got you up to the ice rod. Or not the ice rod, the ice palace.
I felt really good about everything until I couldn't find the fire rod. And that pod dip, the fact that the big key was locked behind one of those 2 chests, I was like, I got 3 keys. I can open all but 2. There's, good chance that I can get the big key here. And then I couldn't. So then I'm spending the rest of the seed trying to figure out, well, 1, where's my fire rod? And 2, where's some more pod keys? I don't know. We won. That's all that matters. We didn't get swept. That's all that matters.
So this seed started off really brilliant for you. You found a lot of treasure early on, and it seemed like everything was going your team's direction up until that fire rod hunt, which kind of slowed you down a little bit, but you were able to pick it back up after a little bit of time there. How happy that you never had to make a dip into Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I mean, I think both Willard and I are happy that that Swamp was basically unavailable the entire seed. So, yeah, that fire rod was the tough thing though, because I knew I needed the lamp, which I figured might be what I thought the lamp might lock the fire rod, which I was worried about. And I never wanted to go to Eastern, so Eastern was going to be like the very last thing I did. So,
By the way, the Willard did have 4 pod spalls when he went into pod, and the 4th one that he had, whereas you only had 3, wasn't easy.
Yeah, I figured. I mean, so many times when you play this mode, there's another pod key in pod, so that's kind of what I was hoping for. And I would have just orphaned the vanilla big key chest. Of course, that's probably where the hook shot or the actual big key would have been at that point. But so then I saved and quit after Turtle Rock because I knew I was going to have to save scum that key if I didn't find it. And sure enough, it wasn't in that vanilla chest, so I had to hard reset and dash over there again. And I see Willard didn't get the boots. So
yeah, Willard didn't bother with Lizard Bridge because he was already in full go mode.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, Willard with a much better Aga 2 fight than FEARAgent. At least there's some minor victories, you know?
Hey, he can have it.
Yeah,
I won the
you have
match.
to win,
That's all that matters. I don't
I
care.
mean, we'll give Willard
Crap on my
credit for the fact
play.
that
Tell me how terrible I did. I won the race. And
Scoreboard.
down that aisle. Yeah.
I mean, we could definitely give Willard a whole lot of respect for the fact that he did the Lamo fight with the fire sword and bombs. As he gets ready to face off against the Ganon fight here. So you guys are getting ready for game number 4, and the ball goes into Willard's team's court. Do you have any idea how you're going to go about game 4?
Well, before we started the series, I suggested that 1UP and Gamma run our last 2 games. But since I have to carry this team on my back, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, he just went there, friends.
I mean, I'd be punishing 1UP hard for what he did in game 2, honestly.
No, I don't.
You keep wanting to remind 1UP about that incident.
I remind you about Spiral Cave again. I mean,
I'm not,
at least if 1UP wasn't like he's joking about himself. If he wasn't doing that, I wouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah, I have great teammates. I put it out there. I trust them for games 4 and 5. We'll talk about it. We're not sure. Since I have a lot of experience playing stupid modes like PogChamp series, it might be better if I play game 4 or something. We brought in Gamachu this season to be our heavy hitter, and so far he is the only one of us that has 2 losses.
Let's go ahead and just interrupt that real fast.
Yeah.
Not because you're bringing that up, but because WillardJBradley has finished off with the Ganon fight. Get your GGs in the chat as Willard comes across the line to finish with an official SRL time of 1:46:41.
And we'll be bringing Willard in here in just a little bit to join us for our post-race interview.
I felt no pressure because if we lost, I'm okay with it. We performed well and whatever. But not gonna lie, I was climbing the tower, and as soon as I started climbing the tower, I checked IRC to see if Willard had finished yet. He hadn't, and then my heart started racing a bit. I'm like, all right, just breathe.
Speaking of Willard, let's welcome him to the conversation.
Hello, I'm mad.
Willard, before you get mad about anything else, you have an explanation you owe about 400 people here on SpeedGaming too. What was with that Turtle Rock move?
Okay, this is why I'm mad. It's perfect. It lines up perfectly. So I did 6 practice seeds, and 3 of them all ended up being T-Rock small keys required for go mode, because in 3 of those seeds, T-Rock was required and had a big key in its vanilla location. I knew I was behind going into T-Rock and doing Mire and all that stuff, so I was like, I need this big key to be vanilla. I need it. I need Fear to have skipped a small key somewhere. I see you didn't, so it didn't matter. So I just went for it. I went for it. It didn't matter anyway, but I went for it.
Well, you went for it. You swung, you missed, just like Fear swung and missed on a few of those Ganon or Aghanim balls during the Aga 2 fight. But in the end,
Playoffs. 6th round of the playoffs, Rick.
All right.
Okay, no restreams for the remainder of this tournament. Thank you.
All right. Meanwhile,
Bye.
speaking on what Willard said about Fear skipping a key, the reason it's even this close in the first place is because Fear did skip a key. He skipped the Palace of Darkness key.
Yeah, I heard. But it didn't matter. But
really, what this seed came down to was the unfortunate Eastern coming up empty. Like, when you watch this back, the early portion of the seed, everything that Fear did came up big, and unfortunately, everything you did kind of came up empty.
Yeah, sounds about right. It's usually how it goes. Did you not go into Eastern at all?
Yeah,
No, I skipped it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'd say that's about 6 minutes and 42 seconds since I double dipped it.
Well, that plus the fact that he had the boots out of Turtle Rock Laser Bridge.
That doesn't really make a big difference. Not at that point. Yeah, I mean, there are clearly some things I wish I had done differently. Obviously, the Meyer check, as soon as I got Dark World access, would have been better. Would have had Hammer sooner. Routing in Pyramid at some point before maybe making the Ice Palace play.
Yeah, we said that during the commentary too, is that was an unfortunate not checking that after you're done with the pod and the Eastern revisit, and that unfortunately kind of held you up. And yeah, it is.
It's one of those where it's like, man, I hope I can do this with Pyramid Fairy or checking the second Castle Tower chest if that's required. But when the item you need to get the second Pyramid Fairy crystal is on the pyramid, then there's not much you can do about that. It's just unfortunate luck. So, but that's okay. We got 2 more chances, so it's fine. I'll just.
Yeah, you had a chance for a break point here, and unfortunately, Fear was able to break the serve. Now the serve goes into your team's hand. Or let me just redo this analogy here because I am sucking at talking today for some reason.
You can dumb it down for me if you want.
Okay. It was break point for Fear. He broke your serve, or he kept serve. Now it's your serve.
Oh boy,
Shame
Somebody-
for
That's dumbing down, all right.
I want to know who's serving what.
I don't know. We're talking about it right now.
Let's go serve some ice cream.
But I feel like I'll be coming back up to the plate to serve a baseball for Rick and play some badminton. Is that where we're going with this?
I believe he was going with tennis, but close enough.
Okay, I'll be Yoshi. You can be Baby Mario.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So we're going to have Adirondack versus WillardJBradley on SpeedGaming in a high stakes Mario test. And 64 style, of course, the best Mario test.
Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of it's a good position to be in because we have advantage still. But yeah, it's a question of, do we just throw our best player at them and see what happens, or I don't know.
It's a difficult.
We'll have to talk about it.
It's a difficult decision because of the fact that whoever you play in Game 4, they're ineligible for Game 5.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just redo this one again. You and me, MCS Shuffle. Defeat Ganon. I know it's your favorite move.
I mean, I have a lot of practice with it from this week alone. So
I mean, I don't think it's that bad.
I would rather play this again than to do something stupider. But I don't know. I might throw some all dungeons in maybe if I do that. But yeah, I'll have to talk with my teammates, work things out. We got a plan. We got a scheme. So, GG's, man.
It's time for team meeting.
Was bad, and I didn't like it. The beginning just made me very frustrated, just because it didn't really have any direction, and I just felt out of my comfort zone for like most of it. So
it really was a forced direction until you got Dark World access.
Yeah, and even then, without Hammer, I mean, unless you immediately got Hammer, like even then, it's kind of hard to make some plays. Earlier, if I had gotten earlier Hammer, I might have considered the pyramid play sooner, which would have benefited because I would have been able to do Icebreaker earlier. I just really needed T-Rock to actually have Vanilla Big Key. The one thing. If that had happened, it wouldn't have mattered in this race, but I at least would have felt better about getting all them keys.
Yeah, because it was a really rough a ride across the platform there for the second time.
How do you not do Eastern? I don't. No
Like
sense.
when was I going to do Eastern? I mean, watch back on the play. There's like never really a time for me to.
I'm never
go
going to watch
Eastern.
this race again. But
It's
I'm
good.
just. Why would you not do Eastern?
You should watch it. It's really good.
This is a play. This is a mode where like you just do everything.
Well, I mean, I
Bonkers,
sequence broke the mountain and got a bunch of stuff, and right after that, it was like there was never a time for me to go to Eastern. I didn't, and it felt great.
Well, I'm
All
happy for you.
All right. We got more trash talk coming from these two teams coming up because they will be scheduling Game 4 relatively soon. Meanwhile, speaking of scheduling, the rest of the schedule for the league today on this very channel, SpeedGaming 2, in 2 hours, we will have Game 2 between the Fedrana Drifters and the Titans Mitts, Frostbite 3030 versus Etium. On SpeedGaming 6 at 9 o'clock, we'll have Game 1, quote unquote, which is actually going to be Game 3 between Weighty Words and BRD Wong, Pug Trio versus Clown Parade. And at 10:10 on SpeedGaming 1, we will have Double Dippers versus CLW. It will be Moogle Charm versus Swerve in Game 2, Ambrosia.
Ambrosia sounds nice.
You get Boots hint. Did you find the Boots in Turtle Rock? Anyway, that's going to be it for all of us here on Speed Gaming 2. Rick, you want to take us away?
I would, but I can't talk tonight, so I'll just go ahead and thank Validity for doing the buttons and clicking for us on this map compass shuffle / small key shuffle. Thank you for clicking the buttons for us. And Rambler, thank you for rambling with me.
As always, my pleasure.
Thank you, both of these runners. Be sure to follow them, FEARAgent and WillardJBradley. We're all done for now. Thanks for watching.